Good morning. Today is Friday, the 12th, and we're going to start with the daily reflection on the New Testament. There's a picture of the book for those of you who asked. I realize it's backwards, but what are you going to do? If thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his faults between thee and him alone. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother. Matthew chapter 18, verse 15. We are to be courageously provocative and kind-heartedly private about clearing up offenses in our relationships with others. We can extend an olive branch and be true brothers and sisters in our families, the church, and our communities. Let every man esteem his brother as himself. The Lord said in our day, I say unto you, be one, and if ye are not one, ye are not mine. Elder Bruce R. McConkie reminds us, the Lord commanded the innocent person, the one without fault, the one who has been offended, to search out his brother and seek to repair the breach. Thus, if thy brother trespass against thee, wait not for him to repent and make restitution. He is already somewhat hardened in spirit because of the trespass itself. Rather, go to him, extend the hand of fellowship, shower him with love, and perchance thou hast gained thy brother. Okay, so I'm not quite sure what we're going to talk about today, because today is Mark chapter 10, verses 27 through 52, and we've already covered this in the Matthew chapters. He's on his way to Jerusalem, and he begins to tell his disciples what's going to happen to him. He's going to be delivered, he's going to be crucified, and on the third day he's going to rise. Then James and John come to him, and in the Matthew version, their mother came to him, but in this version, in Mark's version, they came to him and said, we want you to give us whatever we want. And he goes, what do you want? And they say, to sit on your right hand and on your left. And then he says, can you drink the cup that I drink? Can you be baptized with the baptism that I will be baptized with? And they said, yes, we can. So he says, yeah, you will, but I can't guarantee you your spot in heaven. Only God can do that. Then, as he's continuing to walk, and then the other 10 were displeased. Then as they're continuing to walk, a blind man hears that it's Jesus, calls out to him and says, have mercy on me. The people tell him, be quiet. He doesn't want to hear from you. He cries out even more. Jesus calls him. He's healed. His blindness is healed. So that's what happens in these verses, which we've already talked about. Sorry, I thought my volume was down. I'm very sorry. So, Mark chapter 10. Let's see what Ludlow has to say about this. Oh, and here's my Ludlow book. Okay. In due course, James and John and all the apostles, save Judas, drank of the Lord's cup and underwent the baptism. All suffered persecution and possibly even martyrdom, with the exception of John, who was translated. Zebedee's son James was slain at Herod's command. In spite of the rebuke, but shortly before given Peter, that there are many who make themselves first that shall be last, and the last first, and in apparent open disregard of teaching just given in the parable of the laborers in the vineyard, that all servants worthy of exaltation would be rewarded alike, each receiving his penny appointed. James and John, aided by their mother, now entreated Jesus for a promise that they would rank next to him in his eternal kingdom. Tolerant of their human weaknesses, for they as yet have not gained the full and glorious vision of the gospel, Jesus thereupon teaches them how greatness in God's kingdom is gained. It is not the position occupied, but the service rendered, not the office held, but the call magnified, not the rank enjoyed, but the labors performed, not the preeminent station attained, but the spiritual diligence exhibited, not where one sits with reference to the king, but the love and obedience shown forth to him. Let's see. Elder Bruce R. McConkie has commented on the not mine to give in verse 40. Clearly, it is Christ's to give, for he has all power, and all judgment is committed to the Son. Rather, it is not mine to give as a matter of favoritism. It can be given only in accordance with justice. To sit on my right hand or on my left is not mine to give, except to them for whom it is prepared according to the Father's will, and the Father and I are one. So, I feel like this says a little bit more, not mine to give, it is yours to earn. That's what I feel like that says a little bit more than Okay, I know it wasn't that fantastic today, but we read Jeffrey yesterday, and you know what can you do when the stories overlap? Not much. Okay. It's the 12th? Indeed it is. Okay. I will leave you with a prayer from a diary of prayer. This one is from Mozarabic Missal. Who shall speak of thy power, O Lord, and who shall be able to tell the tale of all thy praises? Thou didst descend to human things, not leaving behind heavenly things. Thou art returned to things above, not abandoning things below. Everywhere thou art thy whole self, everywhere wonderful. In the flesh, thou hast yet thy being in the Father, in thine ascension. I'm sorry. In thine ascension thou art not torn away from thy being in man. Look upon the prayer of thy people, Holy Lord, merciful God, that in this day of thy holy ascension, even as glory is given to thee on high, so grace may be vouchsafed to us below. All right, that's all for today. I love you all. That was Mark chapter 10, verses 27 through 52, and tomorrow we do Luke chapter 18, verses 1 through 21. We will see you then. Bye.